Lordship.
Yes.
Lordship, I'd like to mention item number 21, Lordship, from the hearing list. Lordship, kindly let's let him up after 2 weeks, Lordship.
Okay. Mr. Fuseko, you are for
I'm for the petitioner, Lordship.
Okay. Okay. Any objection? Government Advocate?
No, Your Lordship.
Okay.
I've taken the concern of the private respondents.
Okay. Mr. Fuseko, the learned counsel for the petitioner, seeks for adjournment of the case after
2 weeks, Lordship.
2 weeks. Stop. The same is not objected to by the learned counsel for the respondents. Stop. Listed after 2 weeks. Okay.
Right, madam.
May I please, Your Lordship?
Yes.
My Lord, I beg to mention item number 16, 17, and 18. Kindly allow me 3 weeks' time to file counter reply to the affidavit in reply filed by the petitioner, my Lord.
16, 17,
And
18.
Yes.
For what?
To file counter reply to the affidavit in reply filed by the petitioner.
To file counter reply
Yes.
to the affidavit in reply filed by the petitioner.
Yes.
Mr. Is it necessary? Counter
Yes,
reply?
because I have received some instruction from
Okay. Mr. E. Tibapom submits that. E. Tibapom, the learned government advocate, submits that he may be allowed 2 weeks' time,
3 weeks' time.
3 weeks' time to file counter reply to the affidavit in reply filed by the petitioner. Correct?
Yes.
Prayer is allowed, listed after 3 weeks. Yes.
May it please, Your Lordship.
Yes.
Item 15 in hearing list, Your Lordship.
Item 15.
Yes, Your Lordship. May I pray this matter be listed after 2 weeks, Your Lordship.
Ma'am, this is, I think, where is the counsel for the petitioner? This is 2017 matter.
Yes, Your Lordship. I've seek some clarification from the department, justification as to whether the petitioner will be covered because he is about to complete 30 years as a ward church employee. His appointment is not against vacant post, Your Lordship. So
Who is the learned counsel for the petitioner?
it's Ms. Moajungla. Your Lordship, after 2 weeks, Your Lordship.
None appears for the petitioner. MS Marie seeks for 2 weeks' time
Yes, Your Lordship.
to seek clarification.
Your Lordship.
Is it?
Justification from the department as to whether the petitioner's case will be.
Okay, to
considered.
seek certain clarification from the department as to whether the petitioner's case
Can be considered as per the scheme.
can be considered as per the scheme. Stop. Prayer is allowed, listed after 2 weeks. Stop. It is made clear that there shall be no further adjournment and any adjournment shall be subject to cost. Keep in mind.
Lordship,
Okay? Yes.
Lordship, Lordship.
For admission, item number 1, 2, 3.
Please, Your Lordship.
Yes.
Your Lordship, I'll be filing in the course of the day, Your Lordship.
What will you be filing your affidavit?
Additional affidavit, Your Lordship.
Oh, you have filed your affidavit in opposition.
We have already filed, but we are filing again additional affidavit. Your
What is your case, ma'am?
Your Lordship, kindly grant us
No, what is your case?
is a case for regularization.
Have you filed?
Of course of the day, just.
MS Livika, the learned government advocate, submits that she will be filing the additional affidavit on behalf of the state respondents in the course of the day.
Your Lordship, can you grant us 2 weeks time to file our reply?
MS Shenso
Berta.
submits that MS Shenso, learned counsel for the petitioner, submits that she may be allowed 2 weeks time to file reply affidavit if so advised. Stop. Listed after 2 weeks.
Lordship instructions.
For addition, item number 4.
Yes, Mr. Nangami.
Lordship, I have already filed my additional affidavit as per the direction of this court. And the petitioner on the last occasion have sought some time to file the reply.
Where is the petitioner?
Lordship,
Huh? No petitioner.
for the petitioner is only
Okay. Mr. N. Angami,
Lordship,
what affidavit were you supposed to file?
Lordship, I was asked to file additional affidavit with regards to Lordship, as to whether how many subplans were there
Oh,
and whether that those subplans elect or select their own VCMs or not.
okay.
That was the clarification sought by this honorable court, Your Lordship. And by order that on 36/2022, Your Lordship, 16/6/2023, Your Lordship, I have already filed affidavit to that effect, Your Lordship.
Okay. What is your part? And who are you?
I'm for recognition of my lord.
No, what are they?
Actually, my lord, GP and head GP and VCIM.
What is their role in this case? Why are they implemented?
My lord, petitioner has implemented that they had Kampuras and that Kampura has doing their own wish, as per their own wish.
Kushi. Okay. Okay.
That one is already clarified by the affidavit of position, my lord.
Mr. Incham, you are for petitioner.
I'm for the petitioner, Lordship. Lordship, I just got information from the petitioners. They're supposed to hand over the document to me, Lordship.
Okay.
Because there's been a complaint, I've already mentioned in the last occasion.
Complaint regarding?
The EAC report says that there are 3 families in the Kikon clan. And actually there were 5. And EAC has given a wrong report, Lordship. So we have taken the matter to the Deputy Commissioner. So my petitioner, they have informed me the matter is under consideration of the Deputy Commissioner, Lordship. So a week time will be granted, Lordship. Next week, Lordship. I just got information yesterday, Lordship.
So what the affidavit filed by the government is wrong?
Yes, Lordship. Because they are actually 5 families, not 3, under the Kikon.
Okay.
5 family tree. But whereas the state respondent, the Deputy Commissioner's report says that there are only 3, as per the report of the EAC. As per the direction of this Honorable Court, Lordship, the administration, they were directed to verify into the claims of and counterclaims of both the parties, Lordship. So when the EAC, he conducted a meeting with the clan members and the village. Though a specific mention was made that there are 5 family tree, the EAC has made a report saying that there are only 3 family tree, Lordship. So that matters before the Deputy Commissioner. So every time will be granted, Lordship.
I was informed that the Deputy Commissioner is under active consideration of the complaint of the clan members, Lordship.
This is regarding election of selection of
VCM.
and whether actually the VCM members they are selected by the clan.
By the clan, Lordship.
By the clan.
By the clan.
So if there are 5 family trees, at least 3 family trees should support that VCM.
Yes, Lordship. Now here in this case, majority of the clan members, though they have nominated a member, the GB in connivance with the head GB has selected a candidate which is not the candidate of the clan. On his own, the GB on his own, Lordship. That is the case, Lordship.
Have you filed your affidavit, Mr. Mulli?
Yes, my lord.
What is your stand?
My lord, this case is like this. Actually, the BC is located as per the household holders. Those who are paying the house tax, they are said to be a member of the household, my lord.
Okay, just clarify. Just Khel-wise also? Khel-wise also?
Yes, my lord. So that
It is not clan-wise.
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 Yes, my lord.
Here in the particular village, it's
Yeah.
clan-wise.
My lord, Ngoli clan is a majority, so that they have selected their share is 5. And thereafter, Kikon clan is 3 members.
Now from the whole village.
Yes.
Oh, from the
whole village, my lord. So that the petitioner itself has selected their own basin, and as well as other also have selected one basin, and present respondent number 7, my lord. That one is also selected from that Kikon clan. So that they all shares contacted, my lord. If you want to ask another new member, then they have to decide within the village or by the village council member, my lord. So that without doing all these things, just the mere allegations of that respondents were doing maliciously. My lord, the petitioner is misleading this one for my.
Misleading.
Yes, my lord.
Lordship, my document speaks by itself, Lordship. There's a complaint by the clan members with regard to selection of the VCM by the GB.
What is the stand of the government?
In fact, the head GB, who was entrusted for the selection or election, because the village council was dissolved already, and the new team was supposed to be elected or selected by a notification of the government. Lordship, at that point of time, the head GB was made as the authority to select whatever selection or election has been made. That the head GB was supposed to send it to the government for approval. Now, what happened in this case, Your Lordship? As per the report submitted by the head GB, it says that Kikon clan has got 3 subclans. Each subclan has got 1 VCM each.
Okay.
So the petitioner's here subclan is different from the subclan of the private respondent number 7.
Respondent number 7 is also Kikon.
Yes.
We are not.
Even the petitioner is also a Kikon, Your Lordship. But the subclan of the petitioner and the subclan of the private respondent number 7 is different. That is what the report has been submitted by the head GB to us. Clearly verifying that they have got 3 VCM elected each by its own subclan.
Okay.
So the petitioner representative as the VCM, they have already selected theirs. Now they are objecting to the selection of the VCM made by the respondent number 7. However, Your Lordship, their subclan, petitioner subclan and respondent number subclans are different. They are independent, in fact, Your Lordship.
No.
Now the same report, Your Lordship, has been verified by the EAC and have submitted, again stating that there are 3 subclans. Now, Your Lordship, the very interesting part is, the petitioner himself was present on the meeting that day.
Yes, and we say that there are 5 family, not 3. Lordship, that complaint is before the Deputy Commissioner. It's under consideration, Lordship. We have already lodged a complaint.
No, but from your subclan you have been elected.
Yes.
No subclan, Lordship.
From your subclan you have been elected.
No subclan, family. There is no subclan. There is no subclan in the Kikon clan, Lordship. They have family tree, Lordship. 5 family tree. Lordship, that complaint is before the Deputy Commissioner. Now the report, the false report that has been submitted by the EAC, Lordship, we have lodged a complaint against the EAC. Because we were present in the meeting, we stated that no, there are 5 family, not 3. But in spite of our statement,
Yes.
and Lordship may kindly see the report, the chairman and the secretary's signature is missing. We were present. Now they are saying that we were present. Our signature is missing, Lordship.
So just clarify, Mr. Anmuzui.
Lordship.
Kikon plan is entitled to 3 VCM.
Three.
For my knowledge.
Yes.
Is entitled to 3 VCM.
3 VCMs, Lordship.
You are the one.
From the whole Kikon as such, Lordship. The whole, not that family tree wise. Whole Kikon will decide, the whole Kikon plan will decide who will be the VCM for this year, for this tenure. So 3 names were given.
By the Kikon plan.
Kikon clan. What has happened is, Lordship, the GB of my clan, Lordship, has put his own candidature. He has nominated himself, his candidature, without the knowledge of the Kikon clan. So the Kikon clan took a unanimous decision saying that we will not accept the candidate put up by the head GB, by the GB. Because the GB candidate is without the consensus of the Kikon clan. That's how the complaint went, Lordship. And the GB himself is saying that, Lordship, I have nominated the private respondent number 7 as my candidate, not the clan candidate, Lordship.
Who is the petitioner?
The petitioners are the Kikon clan.
Kikon clan.
Yes, Lordship.
They represent the Kikon clan.
Yes, Lordship.
Yes, my lord, as per my
What has happened is
affidavit,
the head GB, the GB,
annexure
and private respondent. 3 of them in connivance.
3A, page 11.
How many VCMs have been appointed
Already 3, Lordship,
from the Kikon clan?
from the Kikon clan. 2, no one is disputing.
Okay.
Because that is the common consensus candidate of the clan. But as far as the present
Respondents are.
respondent 7 is concerned, he is not a consensus candidate, Lordship.
Okay.
Had it been a complaint with regard to the others, Lordship, then yes. But here's a clear case, Lordship. 3 candidates were supposed to be selected, VCM. 2, already the unanimous, the consensus candidate of the clan, but 1, the private respondent in this present case, is a nominated candidate of the GB.
And what is the practice of appointing this VCM? What is the practice?
The clan will take a decision among the 5 family tree. This year, this tree family will the VCM. Next year, they rotate. The GB, he took the post of GB. So, as per the understanding of the clan, his family will not put up a candidate. So what is he has
The
done?
GB from the Kikon clan.
Yes. What he has done is he has nominated a candidate out of nowhere on his own, and in connivance with the head GB, forwarded his name. The villagers came to know about it. They lodged a complaint. No action was taken, Lordship. No action was initiated. We wrote to the government also. No action was initiated. We came before this court. Now, court, after taking in due consideration for all this factual aspect of the matter, has directed the EAC to ascertain how many members are to be nominated and whether they are sub-clan in the Kikon clan. So the EAC convened a meeting. The petitioners, one of the petitioners, Mr. Mawson, who is the secretary of the clan, of the Kikon clan, was present himself in the meeting. Lordship, the report, his signature is not there. He vehemently objected. You cannot give a false report to the court. But EAC has convened a meeting without the signature of the secretary of the clan, the chairman of the clan. That's how the complaint has gone to the deputy commissioner. How the EAC is submitting a false report to the court. Action should be initiated against the EAC.
So what will be the best option? Reselection?
Lordship, now what we have done, Lordship, we have already lodged a complaint against the EAC before the Deputy Commissioner.
No, forget about all your complaints. What will be the best way to get out of this situation?
Lordship, my case is as per Section 4. The VCM has to be selected or elected by the villagers.
In accordance with the prevailing
Customary practices. Now, as far as my case is concerned, it concerns the Kikon clan. The Kikon clan should select, not the GB, not an individual. Lordship. Because there is only the complaint before the EAC and the Deputy Commissioner saying that we have selected, nominated a candidate for us. 3 candidates. Out of there, 2 were undisputed. 1, the GB replaced our candidature.
Who is 47?
The same person.
Okay. It seems you are a backdoor entry.
No, my God. He is representing the head GB, he is representing the GB, he is representing the VCM. Hand in gloves, Lordship. It's clear. Without filing affidavit, Lordship, it's abundantly clear. It's hand in gloves. And they filed 1 affidavit. Just 1 affidavit. And the sequence of events that has been shown by them, it shows that they were all the time hand in gloves.
Mr. Ncham,
Lordship.
will the decision of the Deputy Commissioner matter for the deciding this case?
Lordship, on the complaint against the EAC report, Lordship. If that, Lordship, every time will be granted, Lordship. On Tuesday or Monday or Tuesday, Lordship, if the matter can be listed, Lordship.
Yes.
I've just inquired from the petitioners
Okay.
on Monday, Lordship.
Yeah, it's all right.
Lordship.
Okay, Monday?
Lordship,
Tuesday, Monday. It's okay, any copy. Any copy, please. Yes, on Monday.
Lordship, what I was trying to say was, as per the constitution, I think my lord is not sitting next week.
It's all right. Anybody?
Since your lordship, I've already heard it at land. If this can be listed some other time when
It's not
your lordship.
It's not a part of the matter, Lordship. It's not reflected.
So we'll list it on Monday or Tuesday.
Lordship.
Okay.
It's all right. It's all right. No problem.
Lordship.
On the prayer, Mr. Ann Muzui, the Learned Counsel for the petitioner, seeks for some time to get necessary clarifications from the petitioners. Okay?
Lordship.
Prayer is allowed. Listed again on. What is Tuesday?
This is 26.
Okay, listed again on
26.
26
9.
9 2023.
Lordship.
Okay?
Obliged, Lordship.
Yes.
For admission, item number 5.
Yeah, please, Your Lordship.
Yes.
Your Lordship, on behalf of Additional Advocate General in Team Song, Your Lordship. 2
what-
weeks may be granted to file counter, Your Lordship.
Yes, ma'am. What is your case?
Your Lordship, this is against eviction notice.
Eviction.
Yes,
Have you been evicted?
not yet, Your Lordship.
Is there a stay operating in your favor?
Yes, Your Lordship.
Government, have you filed your affidavit? No, no.
No, Your Lordship, 2 weeks time may be granted, Your Lordship.
MSc Naholi makes a mention on behalf of Mr. Im Timson, the learned additional AG, and seeks for 2 weeks' time to file affidavit in opposition. Prayer is allowed, listed after 2 weeks.
Your Lordship, the interim will be continued.
The interim order passed earlier shall continue till the next returnable date, okay?
Much obliged, Your Lordship.
For admission, item numbers 6 and 7.
May I please, Your Lordship?
Yes.
Your Lordship, on the last occasion, we were instructed to obtain the SLP number, which is 32688 of 2023.
What is the case about?
Lordship, the prayer of the petitioner is to grant him the second and third lift under the MSAP scheme. So if this matter,
And this matter or similar matter is before the Honorable Supreme Court.
Yes, Lordship.
No, Your- in fact, Your Lordship, the learned single bench order was challenged by the state in the form of an appeal.
Okay.
The appeal was allowed, Your Lordship. The appeal was allowed, so they have filed an SLP. That is what they are saying, Your Lordship,
Okay.
in the apex court against the order passed in the appeal, Your Lordship.
Okay. But what about this case? What is the similar case?
Both of them arising out of the same single bench order, Your Lordship. Both these two repetition, Your Lordship. There is 256 and 172. These are arising out of the same single bench order, Your Lordship.
I didn't get you.
If I may be allowed, Your Lordship.
Yes, please.
Lordship, in the WPC 256, that is item number 6. Your Lordship, the prayer of the petitioner was to quash and set aside the impugn letter, which is annexure I, Your Lordship. Now, Your Lordship, the annexure I, the learned single bench has directed the responding department to pay him the second leave of MACP.
Okay.
Now, by this letter, Your Lordship, second leave of MACP is not eligible to the petitioner.
Okay.
That is what has been issued in this letter. So the petitioner came and challenged that, stating that the learned single bench has already asked the responding department to grant him the second leave of MACP. Till this letter, Your Lordship, the state was yet to file an appeal, Your Lordship. Only after filing of these two repetitions, the state filed an appeal, Your Lordship, and the appeal was allowed.
In that case?
Yes, my lord. Yes, my lord.
And against that order passed in appeal,
Yes.
they have gone up to Supreme Court.
Lordship.
So same matter?
Same matter, Your Lordship. Same matter.
This judgment, another 3/5/2023, against that. In WA 3/2023.
Yes.
Passed by Honorable Justice Nani Thagia and Mahesh Chowdhury.
Lordship.
Against this, the
Petitioner
has filed SLP.
SLP, Your Lordship.
Okay. So similar matter.
Similar matter, Your Lordship. Both of them arising out of the same judgment passed by the learned single bench, Your Lordship.
Okay. What is the SLP?
32688 of 2023.
32688
of 2023.
20. Do you have any order? Let's see. Any order?
Lordship.
MS so learned counsel for the petitioner submits that on the same subject, SLP 32688/2023 is pending before the Honorable Supreme Court, and therefore submits that the present case may be listed after the disposal of the said SLP by the Honorable Supreme Court. List the case. List the present case after the disposal of the SLP 32688/2023 by the Honorable Supreme Court of India. Okay? By the Honorable Supreme Court. Okay.
Deeply obliged, my lord.
Yes.
For admission, item number 8.
Yeah, please, Your Lordship. Your Lordship, I'm making a prayer on behalf of Tim Song, Additional Advocate General, Your Lordship. Here also he's yet to file counter, so kindly grant 3 weeks time, Your Lordship.
What is the matter? What is the matter?
Your Lordship, regarding to this case, the petitioner filed the petition from last year, but however,
What is the matter about?
compensation.
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 Okay. Land compensation.
Land compensation under the land compensation.
Okay, okay. Mr. Who is for the CGSC?
We're appearing for response number 2, Your Lordship, for initial decision.
Who is for CG is for? CGC is for? Who is supposed to pay the compensation? Where is the CGC?
Your Lordship, the central government has to pay the compensation.
Lordship.
You're for 2.
Lordship 1 and 2, Your Lordship, for this, Your Lordship.
What,
Your Lordship, we have filed our affidavit, Your Lordship.
1 and 2.
Lordship, affidavit.
One CGSC is appearing in last order dated 12/12/2022. Mr. Yangarwati, learned CGC enter appearance accepts notice on behalf of respondent number 1. Oh, see, he's coming.
This is not my decision, Your Lordship.
Then why your name is reflected?
I don't know, Lordship.
Lordship, we have already filed our affidavit.
You entered appearance and you accepted notice.
No, Lordship, I'm not.
So, Mr. Solo, you are appearing for 1 and 2.
Your Lordship, on behalf of 1 and 2, Your Lordship, we have filed our affidavit as well.
You file your affidavit.
Your Lordship, we have already filed our affidavit.
My name may be Your Lordship. Yes, I'm not a very good.
So why Chief Information Officer? Why Chief Information Officer is impleted? Yes.
Yes, we didn't receive any reply from the chief information officer.
Whether notice has been sent?
We have given a notice to the concerned authority also, Your Lordship.
Okay. So, government is for
3, 4, 5.
6, 7, 8, 9.
9 as well, Your Lordship.
You take steps upon respondent number 10 and 11. Okay, you take steps. You take steps for service of notice. The learned counsel, Mr.
Your Lordship, we have filed the petition.
Mr. So-and-so.
But however, the parties are taking adjournment on various questions.
Mr. So-and-so, please keep quiet. Mr. So-and-so, the learned counsel for the petitioner shall take steps. Shall once again take steps. For service of notice upon the respondent number 10 and 11 by a registered post with AD within a period of 3 days from today and shall file affidavit to that effect. MS, stop. Inaholi makes a mention on behalf of Mr. Im Tim Sung, the learned additional AG, and seeks for 3 weeks' time to file affidavit in opposition. Prayer is allowed. List the case after 3 weeks. Okay.
Much obliged.
My lordship, may I also mention that I'm not playing this case.
Yes, the name of Mr. Gauhati as the CGSC for the respondent number 1 shall be struck off, and the name of M.K. Solo. M. Solo shall be reflected as the learned counsel for the respondent number 1 and 2 in the daily course list. Stop. Registry to take steps. Okay.
For admission, item number 9.
Yeah, please, Lordship.
Yes.
Lordship, I am here to receive instruction here.
Okay.
Lordship.
What is your case?
Lordship, for regularization, Your Lordship.
For regularization.
Lordship has completed already 30 years, Your Lordship.
For 30 years.
Lordship.
And you are still in service.
Yes, Your Lordship.
That's all right. You are protected under the memo. Okay. File your affidavit. How much time you require?
3 weeks. Lordship.
MS Livika, the learned government advocate, seeks for 3 weeks' time to file affidavit in opposition. Prayer is allowed. Listed after 3 weeks.
Much obliged.
For admission, item number 10.
Yes.
Your Lordship, I pray for 3 weeks' time to file counter.
What is the case?
Lordship, we're simply praying for the disposal of the application, Your Lordship, for commission appointment, Your Lordship. Lordship, we filed an application in the year 2019, Your Lordship, when my father died in harness of service, Your Lordship. Until that, Your Lordship, the application is yet to be considered, Your Lordship.
But you came before this court only this year.
Lordship.
The Mr. So-and-so, the learned government advocate, seeks for 3 weeks' time to file affidavit in opposition. You will grant that. Prayer is allowed. Listed after 3 weeks.
Lordship. Much obliged.
For admission, item number 11.
Yes, Mr. Ma.
Yes, Your Lordship, the limited prayer of the petitioner in this petition is to include his name amongst for recommendation for screening by the government for regularization. I admit he has completed 30 years of service, so he is eligible for regularization.
Have you filed your affidavit? Have you filed your affidavit, Mr. Moore?
No, Your Lordship, yes.
Have you filed your affidavit?
Your Lordship. Lordship, I have received in 4th September 2023, this month, copy wherein the petitioner's name has also been included. Because as per the 2015 office memorandum, those who has completed 30 years of service, the enjoyment is still a bed, has to be submitted, has to be regularized. It is in 2 phases.
Mr. Moore, just clear this confusion. Clear this confusion. I am not on the merit of the case, okay? I am not on the case. I want you to clear one confusion. Suppose he or she has completed 30 years of service in a scale of pay, and he is eligible to be considered for regularization as per the scheme. In the meantime, since he or she has not been regularized, he or she approaches the court. The matter is pending before the court. Okay, just matter is pending before the court. In the meantime, that person retires, what happens? Whether actually the petition filed by the petitioner still survives.
It has to survive because it is covered by the OM. But someone who is not enjoying this scale up.
No.
But someone who is enjoying this scale up and he was serving for the more than 30 years. Completed 30 years. Means if he has been subordinated in 35 years, then in that case his case has
No, because actually like the situation may arise like despite serving for more than 30 years in a scale of P, he is not actually like regularized and he is sent on superannuation. Okay. There are some cases which are coming before this court.
Yes.
After superannuation. So this court has also taken up some cases and this court has stated that when actually while in service, when he is not eligible to be regularized, where is the power of this court to regularize that person under Article 226? Just listen to me. No, just listen to me. I'm just putting up a question. I'm just putting up a question. So, for those who have actually, despite being in service for over 30 years in a scale of pay, if he is actually superannuated without regularization, that is a different issue. He or she may not be entitled to actually regularization post-retirement. Since during his service, he has not been regularized by the government. But in a case, suppose he has completed 30 years and in spite of, since the government has not complied with its own memorandum to regularize the service of that person after completing 30 years in a scale of pay, that person comes to the court. And during the pendency of the petition, that person retires. This court wants to know whether actually the course of action still survives.
I think in the light of my...
Don't think, please address this court.
No. In the light of my view, since the very particular person is covered by the OM, it has to be done. But someone who is not enjoying still a bit.
That I know. I am actually...
You're well aware of the 2004...
No, I am actually asking, that's why I'm asking you. The difference between a person enjoying scale of pay,
correct,
okay, correct, serving more than 30 years,
correct,
but before regularization and before coming to the court, superannuated.
In that case, his case must be considered for regularization.
No, superannuated. Superannuated. Then in that case, you are submitting against the decision of the division bench.
No,
because actually, like, see, if you read Article 226, if you read Uma Devi's case, see, this court under Article 226 has no power to issue mandamus to regularize a person, correct? If actually like this court has the power to issue mandamus to regularize a person, then this court will be taking over the works and functions of the government.
No. Roshi, this policy has been framed, 2015 policy has been framed under Article 166 of the Constitution.
That I know. That you need not explain.
Uma Devi is relates to regularization. Uma Devi case relates to regularization. Now here, state government has framed the policy under 166 of the Constitution, especially for those who are workers in
That is why you have not understood my question. That is why I'm saying. That is why I am saying you have framed the scheme for regularization. Just listen to me. You have framed the scheme for regularization of contract service and casual employees. Okay? You have framed the scheme. And as per this scheme, you are supposed to regularize some the contractual employees who have completed 30 years of service in a scale of P.
Correct.
Okay. Now, a person suppose serving for more than 30 years, you have sent him on retirement without regularizing his service. Are you giving the power to this court to regularize the service?
No, someone who is enjoying scale up pay.
There are many cases where someone who is enjoying scale of pay, who has served for more than 30 years, has been sent on retirement, has been sent on retirement. So that is why in those cases, whether under 226, this court can regularize their service.
Because Lordship, you see, this ad hoc, casual contract are employment without assertion clause. So the mode of requisition or appointment in the court may not be
Mr. Moa, I know A to Z of that scheme. I am putting a question where actually some clarification is required. Regarding the scheme, regarding the mode of appointment, regarding under what background that scheme was constituted, that I am well conversant. But here, where is additional AG, Mr. Sokre? Ms. Sokre? Okay. What is your prayer? No, you file affidavit, no piece of papers before this court.
Because the petitioner name has been
So file affidavit. What is that letter? What is the letter dated?
The immediate prayer of the petitioner is to include her name in the legalization. So the prayer.
So file an affidavit. Why you are always trying to give your trying to shift your responsibilities to this court?
I'll file the affidavit.
Yes. What is the letter dated?
4th September 2023.
4/9/2023. Mr. Yes, have you called there? Just sit for some time. Let us get some clarification from additional agent. Sit. Okay, Mr. Moimchun, the learned senior government advocate, shall file affidavit on the letter dated 4/9/2023, written by
The engineer in chief.
to
me, Your Lordship.
written by the engineer in chief, Nagaland Kohima, to the learned senior government advocate, Gauhati High Court, Kohima bench.
As a part of instruction, Your Lordship.
Listed after? How much?
Lordship, after 3 weeks, Lordship.
Listed after 3 weeks. Just wait. Let us clarify this case. There is so much of confusion in this case. See, madam, yesterday your case was after retirement. Huh? Today your case is before retirement. So this is the difference. That's what yesterday I was actually not willing to budge with your submissions. She's coming. Yes, let us clarify this in the presence of both the learned counsel for the petitioner and Come, madam, come. You clarify one thing, because actually this court has confusion. We have passed orders, but still the thing persists, and I have been asking the senior government advocate, but I think it will be good to have that answer from you. In this, this is a case regarding regularization of contractual employees. Okay. Today here we have a case where an employee, okay, an employee who has been in contractual service for more than 30 years, okay, on a regular scale of pay, is coming before this court, okay, on the ground that the petitioner is eligible to be regularized under the 2015 scheme. Okay.
Yes.
So this court will consider that issue. Okay. Because actually he has still not retired. See this issue. He has still not retired. But you have also, I think, come across many cases, okay, where actually a person is made to serve for more than 30 years on a scale of pay and made to retire. Only after retirement, he or she, that person, comes to the court for regularization. Okay. So, what will be the difference between the person who has come before this court after completion of 30 years, but before retirement, seeking for regularization, and the condition of that person who has been in service for more than 30 years on a scale of pay, but retired, and post-retirement, that person comes to the court. What would be the difference, the difference between these two persons?
Lordship,
Madam, you have understood my question?
yes, I understood your question.
So what would be your opinion?
With regard to the contractual, because the petitioner now before your Lordship is a contractual employee. So as per the scheme,
Yes.
so far my knowledge goes, there is no scheme for absorption of contractual employee. Only we have a scheme for work charge and casual employees who are enjoying scale of pay and who have
So this is the present case is contractual or work charge?
Work charge.
Work charge.
If it is a
Yes,
work charge, your Lordship, if he had served for 30 years and above, then he will be covered under the scheme,
Correct.
2015.
Correct.
But he should complete 30 years. So if he is enjoying scale of pay, and if he come within the office memorandum, then his case will be considered low.
So in that case,
Yes.
since he is before this, he or she is before this court, before retirement,
Yes.
then in that case, this court can direct the state government to consider
Yes, yes.
the regularization of that employee in terms of the scheme.
Yes. in terms of
Okay,
the scheme.
very good.
Yes.
That is one issue. What about the other, suppose a contractual employee, a work charge employee, after serving more than 30 years in a scale of pay, before coming to the court, that person is retired. And only after retirement, that person comes to the court. Maybe for some reason or other, which the government knows best, not this court. He or she has not been regularized. Okay. So in such a situation, when that person comes to the court, okay, seeking for regularization after superannuation, can this court exercise that power? Can this court exercise the power of mandamus, directing the state government to regularize that person after retirement?
Lordship, in my view, the petitioner has to make a representation first. Then only he can approach this court. And even if he retires Also, if he comes within the purview of the OM, Lordship, I think in the interest of justice, Lordship, this court can also direct for regularization as per the scheme.
You see the order passed by the division bench. There are so many decisions passed by the Honorable Supreme Court, including Uma Devi. Okay. Under the scheme, the government can regularize.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But beyond that, when the government has not regularized that person when he is in service, that I think that responsibility cannot be shifted to the court. Either the government has, yes, correct.
Yes.
That responsibility cannot be shifted to the court.
Yes, yes.
Either it is within the power of the government to either regularize that person or not regularize.
Yes, yes.
Now, if he is not regularized, even despite serving for more than 30 years and in a scale of pay, it is not the duty of this court to see why that person was not regularized, why this person was not regularized. But when actually the government themselves had not regularized that person while in service,
Yes.
whether it will be possible for this court to regularize
Yes, Lordship.
under 226?
Yes, yes. Because he will come under the purview of the scheme.
You have not regularized him. This is exactly what actually Supreme Court has decided in this case, in the Nagaland case.
No,
And in the Supreme Court and in the division bench case. This is exactly what...
Lordship, that one is a different case. They are not enjoying the scheme of pay.
No. In the
But
division
that
bench.
point of time, that this OM was not come into effect. This OM was not there. They were covered by the old OM 2004.
Even that 2015 OM, the recently decided case by the division bench.
No, the recently decision.
Of course, outside the court. Academic, I beg to differ with you. Because actually, when the government has not regularized the service of that person, in spite of serving 30 years and in the scale of pay, why has the government not regularized? And why should the government throw that burden on the court? Then in that case, there are actually more than hundreds and hundreds of employees who are coming before this court for regularization. Will the government bear the financial implication?
Lordship, the recent division bench judgment, that one to the petitioner has not completed 30 years. Yes, for that matter, the court says he cannot be considered under the OM 2015, whereas he can be considered under 2004. But under 2004, the criteria is seniority. So he is not the senior most. So he could not be considered.
In the division bench, you just read every line. You just read every line in the division bench. Honorable Justice Subhan Shaim has stated that if he had come before this court while in service before regularization, that is very important. If he had come before this court for regularization while in service, that situation could have been different. So I am, of course, this is academic, but I am differing with you. I am saying that this court has no power, as per Uma Devi's case, under Article 226 to regularize anybody. So, no, I just wanted to have an academic discussion on this because this is what actually in some cases the government has actually regularized the service of those persons who have completed 30 years. In many of the cases, the government is not regularizing the service of those persons who have completed more than 30 years and in scale. You know well. You know the cases.
Yes, because the differences is that some are enjoying scale of pay, some are on fixed pay.
No. I am actually putting this question regarding those employees who are enjoying scale of pay and having served for more than 30 years.
Yes, if they come within the purview of this.
So regularize them. Why do you let them come to the court? Regularize them. There are so many hundreds and hundreds of petitions lying before the government. Regularize them. Why do you come before this court? And if you are making that submission, that even if they are retired, they have a right to be regularized under the scheme, then regularize them. But this court is not going to regularize them. So you instruct the government, as per the scheme, you regularize them. The government is actually giving birth to so many children and then not being able to look after the children. What is this? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay.
For admission, item number 12.
Please, Your
Yes,
Lordship.
ma'am.
Here also, Your Lordship, I am yet to receive instruction. So another 3 weeks, Your Lordship.
Okay. Okay. MS Livika, the learned government advocate. 6 for 3 weeks' time to file affidavit in opposition. Prayer is allowed, listed after 3 weeks. Okay?
Much obliged.
For admission, item number 13.
Yes, Mr. Enlong, come on, what is your case?
One of this is regarding the petitioners were in response to the advertisement for recruitment to the post of home card volunteers. They were selected, they have undergone training, but yet they are not been appointed. So the petitioners are here before, despite the representations submitted by them, their cases has not been considered for appointment. So the petitioners are before this honorable court.
Any other person appointed as per the advertisement?
Yes, ma'am. The training is undergone along with the petitioners.
They are, some of them they are appointed. Yes, Ms. Livika.
The state is yet to file the contract with the
Your Lordship, I'm appearing on behalf of Mao Chin, Your Lordship.
Okay. Okay. MS Livika makes a mention on behalf of Mr. Moenchin, the learned senior government advocate, and seeks adjournment of the case for 3 weeks for filing affidavit in opposition. Prayer is allowed, listed after 3 weeks.
next item also my lord similar
Item, that is item?
14.
Item 14?
Yes.
Item 14 also same.
Same.
Much obliged.
Yes, yes.
For hearing, item number 19.
What is your case, Mr. Likhase?
Yes, my lord. Here my case is that petitioner was appointed as typist fixed on contingency basis, my lord, in the year 1998, my lord. Here he was appointed on fixed fee of rupees 450 per month, my lord. And her salary was enhanced to 1,800, 3,000, 5,000 rupees, 5,000, and as of today, the petitioner is receiving a salary of 6,000, my lord, per month. And my lord, here the petitioner is serving as a typist in the Nagaland House, Gauhati, my lord. And then what happened is that the state government has come up 3 OM, my lord. One for phasing out the post of typist, my lord, in every establishment under the state government of Nagaland, my lord. So, my lord, may I read the first OM, my lord? Here.
You give me the gist of your case first.
Yes, my lord. And now the state government has come out 3 OM, where the post of typist has been converted to the post of LTA computer assistant, and in the second OM, the post of typist, the earlier OM has been cancelled and conversion has been stopped, and the posts held by the typist will be regularized incumbent to the one who is regularized, my lord. And my lord, they have
In the meanwhile, the petitioner also represented her application to the state respondent for regularization of the service. However, her case was not considered, and in the meanwhile, as per the OM, the state respondent has phased out the post of typists, and those who were in the fixed pay of typists, the government, for them, the state government has took decision that they will be regularized on phase-wise, my lord.
Do you have type in your, do you have type in government office now? Do you have type? When you don't have type, where do you work?
However, the state respondent has appointed me as typist, and
so typist means you phase out, you go away. If you don't have the qualification for LDA computer assistant, in spite of the state government like phasing out all the typists and there being no type machine, how do you insist that you will have to be in that post? How can you insist?
My lord,
do you have the qualification of this computer?
My lord, in the first OM, the state respondent has come out with the OM that the post will be converted to LDA computer assistant.
Do you have experience for that post?
No, my lord. No, my lord. For that, I don't know.
The government does not have type machine.
No, my lord. The second OM, what the state government has come out is that the post held by, that will be stopped. Conversion from the LDA to computer system, that has been superseded that by the next OM, stating that the person who held the post of typist will be regularized. In the same post as typist.
Without type. As typist without type. What do you work? Are you going to just have your salary without doing any work?
But there is the decision of the state.
The decision of the state is wrong. We are not going to allow you to work. If there is no type, what is the question of having a typist? It's common sense. You can just imagine, you are regularized, you are a typist, you know only typing. The government has phased out the type machine. You go and sit in the office 24/7 and then earn your salary. Is it possible?
My lord, let me take your lordship to one of the forum, my lord. Here, Annexure G, my lord.
Read.
Type copies at page 22A.
What does it say?
It says that dated Kohima 11 September 2018, number so and so, considering upon the creation of 87 posts of typists, while this department notification of even number dated 5/9/2018, the existing 82 casual typists under home department are hereby regularized in the pay level 5 of matrix rupees so and so, plus all other allowances as are admissible under the rules enforced in the state from time to time with immediate effect. 2. Regularization is made against the above created posts personal to them, and the post shall be abolished upon vacation by the incumbent. 3. The seniority in respect of so and so.
Have you been regularized?
No, my lord. So I'm here for this honorable court seeking for regularization of my service, my lord.
How many years you have served?
At the time of filing this petition, I was 22 years. Now I'm 23 years in service.
Yes,
my lord.
Miss Mary, accommodate him. It is your own notification.
No, Your Lordship.
Why no?
Your
You
Lordship,
have
the nature
created.
of the petitioner's appointment itself is contingency without sanction post. And Your Lordship, that 81 posts created were under the MPIC of SAB, not GAB. He comes under the MPIC of GAB.
Madam, what is SAB, GAB?
Secretariat Administrative Branch and General
This
Administrative Branch.
SAB,
Secretariat Administrative Branch
Secretariat Administrative Branch,
and GAB stands for General Administration Branch.
GAB,
Yes.
General Administration Branch.
Yes, Your Lordship. So
And the petitioner belongs to?
GAB2. He's from a different cadre, Your Lordship.
Petitioner is from GAB2.
Yes, Your Lordship. So the petitioner has.
And the post 82 post created where from?
For SAB, Your Lordship.
But why create the post of typist when you don't have typist?
Your Lordship, that typist has been converted to by office memorandum.
And madam, just give me one clarification.
Lordship.
This 82 posts were filled up by those serving typists in SAB.
SAB, yes, Your Lordship.
Who were on regular service?
Against the sanction post.
Who were serving against sanction post?
Yes.
Have you stated that in your affidavit?
Your Lordship.
No, my lord, he has not stated.
There are 8.
Just read, ma'am. What have you stated?
With regard to the statement made in paragraph 12 of the repetition, the deponent states that OM dated 28/2015 applicable only to typists in the Nagaland Civil Secretariat. Order dated 11/9/2018 pertains to regularization of 81 posts of typists under Home Department Secretariat Administrative Branch A in the Nagaland Civil Secretariat. The petitioner cannot claim that respondent number 4 to 14 were junior to her since the typists in the Nagaland.
Okay, have you implemented respondent 4 to 14?
Yes, my lord.
Where are they?
My lord, here by order dated. By order dated 13/9/2022.
Deemed served?
Yes, deemed served, and any order passed by this honorable court will not affect the respondent number 4 to 14.
Okay.
Why? Because they have been made as a respondent number, and I have not challenged the regularization, my lord.
Okay.
And then, my lord, the state respondent has admitted all the abatement made by the petitioner, except on the ground that the petitioner is put under the branch of GAP, and then the performer respondent they are under.
And have you filed a reply?
Yes, my lord.
Have you filed a reply
Yes.
against that?
Yes,
What have you stated in your reply?
My lord, para 8, that with regard to the statement made at para 8 of the affidavit in opposition, the answering deponent denies the same for the fact that the deponent and the performer, respondent number 4 to 14, comes under the ambit of Home Department, and as to this case of the deponent was not considered for regularization, even if the branches for civil secretariat and state guest houses may be different, as both the branches comes under the ambit of Home Department Nagaland. Moreover, the answering deponent and the performer respondent number.
Let us see that. Let us see that notification creating that 82 post. Let us see that notification. Let us see that notification
Yes,
creating that 82 post. Which
my
page?
lord, page 20, annexure G.
Page 20, annexure
Yes,
G.
type copy is 22A, my lord.
Of your petition?
Yes, my lord.
Page 20.
Page 22.
22. Type copy is page 22.
Yeah. Please read it.
Consequent, yes, my lord, dated from above, Government of Nagaland Home Department Secretariat Administrative Branch.
This is SAB. Ma'am?
Yes,
SAB.
Secretariat Administrative Branch.
Yes, my lord.
This is SAB.
Yes, order dated Kohima the 11th September 2018, number so and so. Consequent upon the creation of 87 in the bracket they have given 82 posts of typists, why this department notification of even number dated 5/9/2018, the existing 82 casual typists under Home Department are hereby regularized in pay scale pay level 5 of matrix rupees so-and-so plus all other allowances as are admissible under the rules enforced in the state from time to time with immediate effect. 2. Regularization is made against above created posts personal to them and the post shall be abolished upon vacation by the incumbent. 3. The synergy in respect of 82 regularized typists shall be counted from the date of regularization. 4. The seniority within 82 regularized typists shall be counted from the date of appointment. The past service rendered by the incumbent shall be counted towards his or her pension and leave allowance.
Is it not this post is created personal to those who are in the SAB branch?
Yes, my lord.
Then where is the question of giving this benefit to the GAB branch?
My lord, as the state government has abolished the post of typist, and the person, those who are regularized, and then the petitioner, they are working, and they come under same category, and the state respondent has abolished the post of typist. So the prayer of the petitioner is that the petitioner should be treated equally, madam. Why? Because like the petitioner is working as typist on.
Where is your appointment order? Let's see. Where is your appointment order?
Page 13, my lord. Page 13, Annex A, my lord. Merit, my lord. Government of Nagaland, Office of the Deputy Resistance Commission, Nagaland House, Chachal Road, 6 Mile, Khanabara, Gauhati, 22, number so-and-so, dated Gauhati, May 98. Order in the interest of public service, Srimati Sindhikala Sangam, daughter of Ongtopa Sangam of Chari District, Gyeongsang, is hereby appointed as typist on contingency paid employee that is at fixed pay of rupees 450 per month with effect from 1/6/98 for 1 year. This appointment is purely temporary, can be terminated without any prior notice.
Are you still in this post?
Yes, my lord.
I'm sorry. And have you questioned the authority of the DRC to appoint this? Have you questioned the authority?
Yes, Your Lordship. RC doesn't have the power, Your Lordship, in fact.
We'll hear you, but Mr. Likase, you seems to be having a weak case. Continue. Yes.
My lord, let me take your lordship to one of the later, my lord.
Now you start with your case. But we'll resume after 5 minutes.
Yes,
okay? Yes, so start. Let us see your case. Just wait, huh?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yes, my lord. The petitioner was appointed.
Acha, first, do you have any service rule
No, my lord.
governing the Home Department? No service rule. And these two are two different branches, JB, SAB.
yes.
Totally distinct.
My lord, it comes under same department.
Same department,
Yes, only the branches.
Same department may have many branches,
Yes,
same
that's right,
department,
yes.
same service may have many cadres.
Yes.
So continue.
So, my lord, the petitioner was appointed on as typist.
Yes, your appointment order, just wait, let me see your page.
Annexure A, page 13, my lord.
Yes.
Where it, my lord?
Yes, please.
Government of Nagaland, Office of the Deputy Resident Commission, Nagaland House, Chachang Road, 6 mile, Khanabara, Gauhati 22. That numbers so and so. Dated Gauhati, the May 1998 order in the interest of public service. Srimati Sindikala Sangdam, daughter of Ongtokwa Sangdam of Chari District, Tuengsang is hereby appointed as typist on contingency paid employee. There is a fixed pay of rupees 450 per month with effect from 1/6/98 for 1 year. This appointment is purely temporary and can be terminated without any prior notice, my lord. This is the order of the this order where the petitioner was appointed, my lord. And here the appointment was made by the Deputy Resident Commissioner.
So after 1/6/98,
Yes, my lord.
is there any extension order?
No, my lord.
You are enjoying salary by default. No extension order, and this order has been issued by the Deputy Resident Commissioner Gauhati,
Yes, my lord.
who has no authority.
My lord, earlier the controlling officer was the appointing authority in the.
Now then, how can you say that this is an order issued by the Home Department?
Why? Because the Nagaland House comes under Home Department.
No, it's all right. So it is the Home Department who should have issued the order appointing you as so and so at Nagaland House, Gauhati.
So, my lord, in every department of Nagaland, Nagaland under state government of the appointing authority were the controlling officer, but because of the rampant appointment, that has been stopped, and now the government has come up with that the appointment should be made with approval of the state government. Otherwise, in the earlier years, the appointment were made by the controlling officers, my lord.
But I don't know. This is a settled principle of though that you can be appointed only against sanctioned post. And your appointment is only 1/6/98. Are you still in service?
I'm still in service, my lord.
You are still enjoying pay.
Yes, my lord.
That's by default. You are fortunate. Okay.
And here, my lord, NHSC, my lord. Medic Law, to the NHSC, this is the OI, my lord. Subject Nagaland Directorate, Ministerial Service Rules.
Which page?
2006. Page 50, my lord. NHSC, my lord. My lord, close 2, sub-close 4, my lord.
How? Kindly justify how this office memorandum will be applicable to you. This is Nagaland Directorate Ministerial Service Rules.
Yes, my lord.
It is applicable only to regular employees
Yes,
covered by these rules.
My lord, yes. I've annexed this OM to show your lordship that the first on where the state government has took steps for abolishing the post of typist. So just to before and to portray that the post of typist has been abolished.
Just wait.
So just to
Just
show
wait.
that only have annexed this one.
Just wait.
There's three OM, so this is the first OM, so I would like to show your lordship to the OM. May I take your lordship to close to for my lord?
Read from the beginning, let's see.
Okay, my lord. Office Memorandum, Subject Nagaland Directorate, Ministerial Service Rule 2006-1. It has been observed that there is no uniformity in the method of recruitment and promotion in respect of the Directorate, ministerial staff, and in the absence of service rules to guide the appointing authority, there are frequent violation of the principles of natural justice contained in the General Standing Government Instruction on Methods of Recruitment and Promotions. Accordingly, the PNAR department constituted a committee to examine the possibility of having a common ministerial service rules for the Directorate of the Government of Nagaland. The Cabinet of the on the recommendation of the committee, approved the Nagaland Directorate Common Ministerial Service Rule on the 23rd February 2006. All the department are therefore requested to strictly implement the service rules. 2. Some of the 7 features of the Nagaland Directorate Common Ministerial Service Rules are as follows. 1. The existing hierarchy structural gap between UT and superintendent in the directorate has been reviewed. The post of superintendent carries a scale of rupees so and so, gazetted class 1, whereas the next lower grade, that of UTA, is in the scale of rupees so and so. Under ROP 1989, there are 4 scales between 2 levels. This gap has been rationalized by introducing a new cadre of assistant superintendent class 2 gazetted in the directorate in the scale of rupees so and so. This will be done without the creation of post. 3. The department should review the post of superintendent directorate on the basis of workload, and any excess will be downgraded and converted to assistant superintendent. The post in the department designated as senior accountant and visiting accountant class 2 non-gazetted will be upgraded as assistant superintendent class 2 gazetted. There will be no post of senior accountant and visiting accountant by designation. The tasks of accounting, etc., will be assigned to suitable members of the service who will be designated according to the cadre. They belongs to example UTA accounts, LTA accounts. 3. The department should assess the post of UTA, and if feasible, some of them should be upgraded to create a new cadre of assistant superintendent. The upgraded post will be filled on the basis of seniority count, merit from amongst unions of the directorate who have rendered no less than 7 years in that grade. 4. The existing post of LD shall be automatically converted into LTA cum computer assistant on retirement of the present incumbent, or as and when the post fall vacant. All subsequent vacancies in the post of LTA cum computer assistant will be filled up by 100% direct recruitment by competence selection committee as per rules. No further recruitment will be made to the post of typist, and on conversion of all posts of typist to LDA computer assistant, the post of typist will stand abolished.
Okay, Mr. Likase.
Yes, madam.
You first satisfy this court whether you are covered by the directorate ministerial staff rules.
No, my lord.
Then?
So, my lord, I've annexed this OM to portray that the state government has took steps to abolish the...
That is
yes,
with the directorate ministerial staff, not you.
Yes, but this is the first steps taken by the state responding where the post of typist abolished under the state of Nagaland, my lord.
This is not applicable to you.
And yes, my lord. And now, annexure D, my lord, 17, page 16, my lord, 17, my lord.
If it is not applicable to you, what relevance has this OM to you?
So, my lord, I've annexed this OM to show to this honorable court that this OM dated
16 March.
16 March 2006 is the first steps where the state government has took steps to abolish the.
No, but this is to do with the Directorate Ministerial Staff, not with you.
Yes, yes. Next subsequent OM is the yes, my lord. Now let me
Which is
take
that
the
page?
Yes, page 17, my lord. Page 17.
Page 17.
Yes. Now this is the notification, my lord. Notification dated 1 July 2009, my lord. May I read, my lord?
Yes.
Number so and so. The Governor of Nagaland is pleased to order that the existing post of typists in all levels of service and office under the state government, including the Nagaland Civil Secretariat, the Office of the Nagaland Public Service Commission, the Office of the State Vigilance Commission, the Office of the Chief Electoral Officer, the Directorate Officers, the District Officers, and the Subdivisional Officers shall be automatically converted to the post of Lower Divisional Assistant cum Computer Assistant with effect from the date of retirement from service or death in harness of the present incumbent. This is issued in partial modification of the Department or Office Memorandum dated Office Memorandum number so and so dated 16/3/2006.
But this is also not applicable to you. It says that actually, like the typists,
Yes, madam.
those who have retired.
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
Those who have retired from the date of their retirement, the post will be converted into LDA computer assistant.
Yes, madam.
How is it applicable to you?
Next one is applicable for me.
Okay, let us see. Let's hopefully hope it's not a continuation.
Annex E, my lord, page 18, my lord. This also office memorandum, my lord, dated 20 August 2015.
What is that page?
18, my lord, Annex E.
No type copy?
No, my lord.
You have actually stitched everything inside. Okay, read it. Let's see.
Yes,
this is page 18.
Yes, page 18.
What is this? OM?
OM, my lord, dated 28/2015.
Yes.
Number so and so, in partial modification of this department office memorandum number so and so dated 1 July 2009, the Governor of Nagaland is pleased to order cancellation of the existing government policy for conversion of all posts of typists in the Nagaland Civil Secretariat to the post of LDA computer assistant on vacation of the post by the existing typist incumbent. The Governor of Nagaland is also pleased to order phase-wise regularization of fixed pay service of the existing 94 ad hoc typists in the Nagaland Civil Secretariat as per seniority and suitability against retirement vacancies in the regular typist cadre of Nagaland Civil Secretariat in terms of the existing policy on regularization of ad hoc /contract services for all posts of typists in the Nagaland Civil Secretariat will be abolished phase-wise. No more fresh appointment of typists will be made in the Secretariat, and the post of typist vacated due to retirement of the regularized typist incumbents or due to any other reason shall stand automatically abolished with effect from that date of vacation, my lord. So, my lord, these are the three office memorandum where the state respondent has took steps to abolish.
Are you also one of them in the 94 ad hoc typists?
My lord.
Are you one of them, 94 ad hoc typists? This speaks about 94 ad hoc typists.
Yes, my lord.
Are you one of them?
My lord, how did I don't know how they have assessed this.
You are not, because you are not an employee of the Secretary of Service. You were just appointed by the resident commissioner on contingency basis for a period of 1 year. And that's why I'm saying you are enjoying the salary by default. You should be grateful to the government at least giving you that contingency pay. None of this OIM helps you.
My lord, though I'm posted at Nagaland House, Gauhati, I'm controlled by the Home Department.
You were never appointed by the Home Department.
So, my lord, in the earlier occasion, the controlling officer was the appointing authority.
Where is that? Show me. Where is that? You cannot just make that verbal submission.
My lord.
And there are so many notifications, 1970, 80s, where the government has stated that no person shall be appointed against sanction post. You cannot just come to the court in this casual manner.
My lord, in that case, can it be listed after 2 weeks, my lord, so that I can
No.
see the notifications?
You don't have a case, Mr. Likase, I'm sorry. Even if we give you time for 2 weeks, it will not change the color of your case.
And my lord, I was told that there is a division case, division bench order also where the fixed typists were also regularized to abolishing of the post of typists, my lord.
Those are all submissions,
Yes.
not based
So,
on any
my lord,
records.
yes, my lord. So kindly grant 2 weeks
Why?
to bring before those notifications to your lordship, before your lordship.
You actually make your submission on the basis of your case.
Yes, that is true.
Then you read your annexure 19. Read your annexure 19. What is this? Santikala.
Yes, my lord.
What is this?
Married, my lord.
Yes.
To the Deputy Resident Commissioner Nagaland House, granting of scale on compassionate ground to Srimati Santikala Sangam Typist, Nagaland House, Gauhati. I'm directed to refer to your letter number so-and-so dated so-and-so on the subsequent, on the subject cited above and regret to convey the decision of the government whereby it cannot consider your request at present due to non-existence of vacancy at Nagaland House, Gauhati, my lord. And also there's one letter from the office of the Home Department. That is at page 24, my lord. Annexure I, my lord. Married, my lord.
Yes.
To the Deputy Resident Commissioner Nagaland House, Gauhati, subject forwarding of application in respect of Srimati Santikala Sangam. Madam, I am directed to refer to your letter number so-and-so dated 15 September 2018 and declare to convey that Srimati Santikala Sangam, typist under the establishment of Nagaland House, Gauhati cannot be regularized since she has not completed 30 years of service under Work Church Casual Employees Policy, my lord. So this is the letter given by the Department of...
So this does not support you, this goes against you.
No, actually, my lord, I've been appointed under contingency, on contingency.
Contingency, that's why. Contingency is worse again.
Yes, my lord. But the Home Department has given the letter.
Mr. Likase.
Yes, my lord.
The more you go into your documents, the more it is the case is becoming against you.
My Lord, I've been appointed in the year 1998, and my Lord.
And what basis? On what basis?
On conditions.
Oh. Against non-existing post. So what is your prayer? Let us see. At least let us see your prayer.
My Lord, my prayer is.
Let us see your prayer.
Page 11, my Lord. May I read, my Lord?
Yes, wait, let us.
Direct state respondent to consider the case of the petitioner for regularization in his service with retrospective effect from the date of jury's verdict, my Lord.
Your prayer is something which this court cannot grant you under the law. Yes.
And here, my lord, the counsel for the state respondent has admitted to all the amendment made by the petitioner, my lord, except on the ground that the petitioner and then the other also were regularized. They were put under defense category. That was the only ground. Otherwise, the amendment made by the petitioner has been admitted by the state counsel, yes, by the state respondent, my lord. Here in this case, my lord.
Now, Mr. Likase,
Yes, my lord.
just one question. Whether this court, under Article 226, can issue a mandamus directing the state to consider your regularization and service with retrospective effect. Where is the power of this court?
My lord, Chair.
We are not the government.
Yes.
If regularization, then it is for the government to regularize your service, not for the court.
Yes. Yeah, my lord. May I take your lordship to?
No, you just answer me that. I will just decide your case on that. Whether this court has the power to issue mandamus directing the state government to regularize your service retrospectively.
Yes, my lord. Why I made a prayer is.
Where is that law? Just answer me on that. Don't take me to your this petition. Just give me a law under which I can direct the state government. I can issue a mandamus to direct the government to regularize.
Yes. Here, the state respondent has not treated the petitioner fairly and has been discriminated.
How?
Well, because the others who were junior to me, they were regularized and living behind me, my lord.
You are not an employee. You are not a state government employee. Assuming that you were appointed on contingency basis, still then you are not a state government employee. You are not a government servant. So, where is the question for this court to issue mandamus to the government to regularize you retrospectively? You give me one case law where actually a law has been laid down stating that the state government can issue mandamus to the state government directing the state to retrospectively regularize the service of its employees who are appointed on contingency basis. You give me a law. That is all your case. So you give me a law. Yes.
Sorry, my lord.
Okay, Ms. Mary. What is your case?
Slightly observe that the appointment itself is a contingency without sanction. Without sanction posed, Your Lordship. And moreover, Your Lordship, the appointment was made by a person who is not an authorized person, Your Lordship. He is not competent authority.
Where have you stated that, madam?
That I have not stated, Your Lordship.
Then?
Your Lordship. Ex facia, Your Lordship.
No. You are keeping quiet. You are actually not opposing that.
In fact, the state is gracious enough to consider, as per the letter dated 17 December 2018, page 24 of the petition, Your Lordship. The state is gracious enough to... Page 24 of the petition, Your Lordship. Consider once she completed 30 years as per the scheme. So I would say, Your Lordship, that the state is gracious enough, Your Lordship.
You all know,
Till now,
state government is also wrong.
Lordship,
How can that scheme be made applicable to this petitioner?
Lordship, but since this is the letter which has been issued to the department.
Your state government is actually sometimes creating all this confusion. No?
Otherwise, Your Lordship, the petitioner has no right, Your Lordship, to claim for regularization.
And where have you stated GAB, SAB? Let us see.
I've stated in para 8 and 9 of my affidavit in opposition, Your Lordship. Paragraph 8 and 10, Your Lordship.
Paragraph 8
and 10.
8 and 10. Kindly read.
That with regard to the amendment in paragraph 12 of the repetition, the deponent states that ON numbers so-and-so dated 28/2015 applicable only to typists in the Nagaland Civil Secretariat. Order dated 11/9/2018 pertains to the regularization of 81 posts of typists under Home Department Secretariat Administrative Branch A in the Nagaland Civil Secretariat. The petitioner cannot claim that respondent 4 to 14 were junior to her since the typists in the Nagaland Civil Secretariat comes under the MPIC of Home Department Secretariat Administrative Branch A and their cadre are different from the petitioner. Paragraph 10. With regard to the amendments made in paragraph 19 of the repetition, the deponent states that the state case house comes under the MPIC of Home Department General Administrative Branch 2, GAB2, whereas the regularization of 81 typists comes under the MPIC of Home Department Secretariat Administrative Branch A.
Finish. Over. I'm sorry, Mr. Likase. You have not made out a case for enabling this court to issue mandamus to regularize your retrospective, regularize your service retrospectively. Yes, we'll pass over the order. Okay.
For hearing, item number 20.
Yeah, please, Your Lordship.
What is this pension?
Yes, my doctor, what happened is this. The petitioner, he was recruited in the Nagaland Armed Police. Then after serving for 14 years, 11 months and 3 days, he applied for discharge, which is a pre-major.
What is actually like the difference between discharge and resignation? Yes,
Yes.
give me a citation.
Yes. In my petition also, I include 2 rulings.
Oh.
Probably number
Where is your writ petition where you say that?
it's 50 Annexure 9.
Mr. Muzoi, how are you going to help this court? That last time I had met my observation.
Lordship, as I have already stated, since I have not filed any affidavit, Lordship, any submission made by me should not be recorded, Lordship.
You filed affidavit?
Lordship, as far as my part is concerned, Lordship, now here's a case between the petitioner and the state.
I as a seasoned lawyer, I'm
there to assist the court, Lordship.
I've been actually like requesting you to assist the court.
Yes, I'll definitely assist the court, Lordship.
So assist now?
Lordship, now, as far as the case...
On the issue?
Yes.
Which this court has read, not the petitioner.
Yes, Lordship.
Which this court has
As far as Lordship, the case of the petitioner is concerned, with regard to discharge from service, apparently he has served this
14 years.
14 years, 11 months.
11 months.
3 days.
14 years, Lordship. Now, as per the CCS pension rule, a person is entitled for pension if he has served for more than 10 years and has worked in a substantial post.
In a?
Substantial post, pensionable post, Lordship. Now, apparently, what I observed from this, the petition of the petitioner's case is that he has asked for discharge from service on personal ground. He has not been discharged from service on misconduct. It's not a case of misconduct that he'll go without pension. It's not a misconduct case, Lordship. What I have observed, Lordship, it's not a misconduct case. And nor is a case of he applying for resignation. Lawfully, he has applied for discharge from service as a uniform personnel. Lordship, the one thing to be borne in mind, Lordship, as far as the case of the petitioner is concerned, he is a uniform personnel. They are guided by certain rules, Lordship, even the conduct in the service, unlike the other government servant, Lordship, as a uniform personnel. So there is a provision for them as far as discharge from service is concerned, Lordship. They don't normally they resign from the post. They ask for discharge, lawful discharge from the service. Had it been a case of desertion from his service, Lordship? Yes. Not entitled for pension benefit. It's not under misconduct. He has been discharged. As far as my understanding goes, Lordship, as far as the case of the petition is concerned. And going by the CCS pension rules, now my learned friend has relied on Rule 26 in the last occasion. Rule 26 apparently speak about
resignation,
forfeiture of service on resignation or forfeiture of service or resignation. Resignation from a service or a post, unless it is allowed to be withdrawn in public interest by the appointing authority, entails forfeiture of past service. Here is not the case of he is resigning from the post. He is asking for a lawful discharge from service. As far as my understanding, Lordship, of the petitioner's case is concerned. So he cannot be under the category of applying for resignation. A due process has been followed, Lordship, for discharge from service, which was duly considered by the government, Lordship, and accepted on personal ground.
So what you meant to submit is that since it is a lawful discharge,
Lordship,
the petitioner is entitled to pension.
as per the CCS pension rules, he has completed more than 10 years.
What is that? Let us see CCS pension rules.
Lordship, the petitioner is quoted in the petition also.
No, just
Page 11 of my report.
no. Let us see the rules.
Yes.
Which rule?
Lordship will find in paragraph 7 of the petition also.
No rules.
That is, with the commencement of the rule, the government of Nagaland has also adopted.
Yes.
Lordship.
Page
9, paragraph 7, Lordship.
Page 9, paragraph 7.
Yes. Consequent upon the adoption of the CCS pension rules, Lordship, the state government also has adopted. The state government of Nagaland Finance Department Office Memorandum Number also dated 7/3/2001 provides as follows. Subject modification.
You are reading which?
In the petition. In the petition.
Page 9.
Page 9, paragraph 7.
Yes.
Paragraph 7, page 9. Office Memorandum, Lordship, in bold. Modification of the rules regulating pension, family pension, etc., consequent on introduction of the Nagaland Services Revision of Pay Rules 1999. In case a government servant retiring from the pension rules before completion of qualifying years of 32 years, but after completing qualifying years of 10 years, the amount of pension shall be proportionated to the amount of pension under clause A of the amount pensionable shall be less than rupees so per month. So if a person has served for more than 10 years, Lordship.
Now, what I'm still confused is regarding discharge and resignation. Yes, Mr. MT.
Because here's,
I have told you to bring the law on that.
Lordship. Because as far as my understanding to this, the rule is concerned, Lordship, it does not speak about resignation.
Okay.
Lordship, the very OM itself speaks about retiring before completion of qualifying years of 32 years, but after completing qualifying service of 10 years. So it's not a question of resignation.
It can be either way.
It doesn't
So satisfy me on discharge and resignation.
In my writ petition also, Annexure 9, page 50. This was, the issue was...
Page 50?
Yes, Annexure 9. In this case, the gentleman was...
discharged.
Not the regular employee. Yaswan Hari Khatakar. I may be allowed to start from Para 2. The appellant sought pre-major retirement from government service after he had put in 18.5 years of service in 2 different departments under the central government. Although a request for pre-major retirement could be made only after 20 years of government service, but the Union of India granted pre-major retirement. In my case, also the same.
You are not premature retirement. You are discharged.
No.
So I am asking you, give me a law. Unless that law is given, I think it will not be possible for this court to decide this.
No, Lord, the law is very clear.
What is the law?
Rule 49, 2B. What does it say? 10 years.
I understand 10 years.
So if the rule is clear, my Lord, I may be allowed to submit one ruling.
Okay.
This is Tatar Prabha Atri. I may be allowed to take your lordship to page 704. Para 7. The only question that mainly refers to be considered is as to whether the letter dated such and such could be construed to mean or amount to a letter of resignation or merely an expression of her intention to resign. If her claim in respect of the alleged lapse are not viewed favorably, law such and such provides for resignation or abandonment of service in an employee. That is resignation, my lord.
This is with regard to that rules.
My lord, it is all the same. When it is a resignation, it is an abandonment.
I cannot agree with you fully. I cannot agree with you fully.
Then I may be allowed to continue. Resignation or abandonment of service by an employee. It is stated herein that a permanent employee is required to keep 3 months notice of resignation in writing to the appointing authority or 3 months salary in lieu of notice in he/she may require to serve period for such notice. In case of non-compliance with the above, the employee concerned is not only liable to be an amount equal to 3 months salary, such shall be realizable from the dues, if any, of the employee lying in the hospital. In words, in phrases, permanent edition, volume 37, it page 476, it is found stated as follows.
Mr. Imti,
Yes.
last time I have told you, kindly give me a law on the definition, resignation and discharge.
So,
last time I have told you the
Yes,
census code by giving that law. You come prepared on that. I have understood your case. That if a person has rendered more than 10 years, he is entitled to pension. I have understood that. And you are saying that you have rendered more than 14 years. I have understood that also. This code wants to know what is the difference between resignation and discharge. I want to know the difference.
Resignation in the case of uniform personnel will amount to desertion.
Give me that law, then I will actually consider.
Then I may be allowed to continue, madam. The present Supreme Court to constitute a resignation, which is same para 7, to constitute the resignation, it must be unconditional in with an intent to operate.
Yours is not resignation.
So that is why
yours is not resignation. That is why I am still confused.
Yes, that is why what the Supreme Court says, it quotes about words and phrases. To constitute a resignation, it must be unconditional in with an intent to operate as such. There must be an intention to relinquish a portion of the term of office accompanied by an act of relinquishment. It is to get back to give up a normal manner of an office. Then last part, it is also stated here in that last line, it is also stated here in that a resignation of a public office to be effective must be made with an intention of relinquishment of office, relinquishing this office, accompanied by an act of relinquishment. So in my case, then, my lord,
This is, you are actually making a submission on resignation.
Yes.
Yours is a discharge.
My lord.
So I want to clearly clarify. Discharge means what?
I can pray for permission of the authority.
Where is that law? Where is that law? At least that's why I'm asking you, give me the definition of discharge and resignation, so that at least I can be, I may be able to know your case. Yours is a case of discharge. It's not simple as what you say. You have to support
next week, man.
Every time. Last time also I had requested you to assist me with that. I just wanted you to actually assist this court to know what is the difference between discharge and resignation. Today also you are coming and then you are actually hovering around, but you have not come to that point.
No, this is the Supreme Court ruling.
Supreme Court ruling, I know. This is Honorable Supreme Court ruling. And when you read, it doesn't mean that this court does not understand. This court understands. But my very limited question is, kindly give the law differentiating between discharge and resignation. so that this court may be able to make up a mind whether actually discharge entails you to pension. Resignation. The resignation, whether to get pension on resignation or not to get pension is settled by law. But what about discharge? Yours is a case of discharge. So you kindly omit that resignation. Let us, for the time being, omit that resignation. You have actually applied to the commandant for discharging you from service, and accordingly you have been discharged. And you are claiming pension saying that you have been discharged.
The moment either we, my lord, then Rule 49(2) comes into play. That is the whole issue.
See, I am not concerned about the rules. I am actually asking you, I am requesting you to give me a law differentiating the definition of discharge and resignation. Simple as that. So that I can know what is discharge. In law, what is discharge? In a simple man's language, discharge means giving up something. Allowing the person to give up something.
Yes.
In a simple man's language. But in law, what is discharge?
I've not come across that one.
I've come across.
Except the Supreme Court rule.
Supreme Court has actually defined what is discharge, what is resignation, what is voluntary resignation, all this. But that is not I am not able to get that law. So you kindly give me that. Mr. Nchom, I have also requested you to, on that very particular point, on that very particular point, I had requested you. I have requested you and I have requested the MT also to kindly actually satisfy this court on this two definition, discharge and resignation. The others, like what Mr. MT is submitting, that I have understood. He says that he has been in service for more than 10 years. So he is entitled to pension under the pension rules 1972.
But even coming to the annexure, the order of discharge, even the order of discharge is very vague.
That is why. And see, there is a procedure as to how a person can be discharged.
Yes.
That procedure has also not been followed. We are not on that.
Yes.
We are not on that, but we are not on that. Procedure followed or not followed, we are not on that. Since it is accepted, we cannot actually revisit all those.
Yes.
We cannot revisit.
Yes, if coming to again the discharge order here, reason for discharge, though he has given this reason, it was not done. Therefore, whether it is recommended for further employment, this will be very important. Further employment is discharged.
Let's see. Let's see that.
43, type copy is 43A. Discharge certificate.
43.
Yes.
Type copy is 43A. Yes.
Page 43A.
Ah.
Yes. Question can it come down to the last third, whether it is recommended lordship or not, the last third. It's not number of lordship. His character during the service, lordship is not below that.
Whether he is recommended for further employment in police department or other civil, that is blank.
Yes. So lordship, if he is asked for discharge, that means under rule again of the civil pension. He has completed 10 years, he will be getting pension. So there is no question of he being employed.
Correct.
Had this column been filled with lordship, that would have solved the whole problem to the lordship. If it says no, he is not entitled for reemployment, that means he is entitled for pension. But this column has been left blank, lordship.
Okay, but let us take that he has been discharged.
Yes.
Because actually he has been discharged from service Found on 1991.
Yes. So to my understanding, Lordship, here is a case of lawful discharge from service, not on misconduct. Discharge can be in two ways, Lordship.
Yes.
Individual for person. For misconduct, desertion, loss, or lawful discharge. Here is a case of the petitioner on his request, because of his aged father, no one to take care of him, so he has asked for lawful discharge. So had this discharge procedure been followed duly, and the columns being filled up, Lordship, to my understanding, Lordship, then this situation would not have arrived today. So what I'm trying to say is, Lordship, the procedure was not followed properly. Because a person asks for discharge, you just discharge. But the reason has to be cited, Lordship. When they give reason for discharge from service on misconduct, on desertion, Lordship, they give the reasons that he has absented himself from duty. In spite of his repeated call notice, the person has not reported. He has been discharged for desertion or for misconduct. So under such cases, a uniform personnel is not entitled for any pension. So my submission before Assembly Court, Lordship.
Where is that citation?
Lordship, as far as like the pension rules are concerned, as far as uniform personnel are concerned, if I'm given some time, I can
No, actually, the case of the government is that the resignation does not entail
future pensions.
Yes. And here the court is confused with resignation and discharge.
Discharge, yes, Lordship. And my apology, Lordship, I totally overlooked. As suggested by the court, Lordship, I could have done it, but like I was.
And you are making a submission that if suppose it is a discharge for misconduct,
Lordship,
or for any other any discharge for any misconduct or for any other
that forfeits suspensions.
That forfeits suspension. But lawful discharge, he is entitled to pension.
Yes, as per the CCS pension.
Where is that CCS? Where is that law?
The CCS pension rules.
My lord, even in the case of unpenalty, somebody may be discharged. That is Rule 40, compulsory retirement. A government servant compulsorily retire from service as a penalty. Even those people may be granted by the authority competent to impose such penalty. That is Rule 40. Just see that I have been penalized.
You are not penalized. You have applied for discharge. You have been discharged.
Page 11.
Page 11.
49B. 2B.
49 2B.
49
2B.
Rule 49 2B. Rule 40. Just wait. Rule 49.
Page 11.
Rule 49.
Yes.
Rule 49.
Sub Rule 2.
Rule, just wait. Rule 49.
Rule 49.
Rule
2.
Just wait. Rule 40. Rule 49. This is amount of pension.
Yes.
So where is that? Rule 49 2B.
2B, Lord.
2B. Rule 49 2A. Rule 49.
2B.
Where is the 2B? Rule 49 2.
(49)(2). One is if somebody have not completed 10 years.
I am not on that. Please don't repeat that. Rule 49
2B.
2B. 1A 2B.
In the case of a government servant, Lordship, respond.
Take this. Tell him to show me. 49. 2B.
I will not really
You,
yes.
please mark.
It is. Apparently, the language is a bit different, Worship.
Language is different.
The meaning is same.
There is no 49 2B.
It's 49-2. 1 and 1A and 2.
Just mark that and give me.
Yes. I'll just read up before I hand over
Yes,
to
yes.
Worship. Subject to the provision of sub-rule 2 of the Rule 38, in case of a government servant retiring in accordance with the provision of this rule after completing qualified service of not less than 10 years, the amount of pension shall be calculated as 50%. So this is regard to calculation of the pension.
Yes.
But if he has completed 10 years,
What about you were making a submission on the uniform personals?
uniform personal lordship, that nothing is mentioned about the uniform personal lordship. But as far as the service condition is concerned, lordship, this is normally what happens in a uniform personal lordship.
Give me some text.
Lordship, I'll assist the lordship if I may be given some time, lordship. As I was submitting before lordship, I totally overlooked lordship as far as the case is concerned.
Mr. MT,
Yes.
I have understood your case except one word. Resignation and discharge. Yes. The resignation, it is very clear. Whether by discharging you from service.
What they are trying to make out the case is that they are making up, it is a resignation. They themselves are saying that it was a legal, it was discharged in their own affidavit in opposition. Due discharge, that is what they've stated.
That is why I am actually I think I have been insisting time and again.
Yes.
They are saying resignation, you are saying discharge.
No, my lord, their own affidavit, para 5. The petitioner, after taking due discharge, that is their affidavit.
So, lordship, basically,
yes,
the issue, like lordship has rightly pointed out, and if I may, lordship, if any decision of the apex court on the uniform personals that discharge, because normally discharge is not used in other services.
Yes, and discharge, I think discharge has not been used under these rules also.
Yes, lordship.
So for pension, discharge has not been, the word discharge has not been used.
No.
That is why this is a...
It is neither defined here or defined.
That is why there must be some law.
Yes.
Which has been decided by the Honorable Supreme Court.
So whether any lawful discharge of a uniform personnel,
yes,
can he be entitled for pension?
Exactly.
If he's been discharged on misconduct, then there is no pension.
There is no pension, of course.
So definitely, I think we have to come on that line, lordship. Yes. To be precise on uniform personnel.
So kindly satisfy on that issue.
My lord, there is one petition pending before this court. It was listed yesterday.
On the same issue.
He was discharged earlier. So he was not entitled, saying that he had not completed 10 years.
10 years, that is a different issue. Then?
This honorable court set aside that discharge, reinstated. And after that, it will impose the penalty of discharge. But it that point of time,
That
he has
is-
completed 10 years. That is why he was.
that is to do with disciplinary proceedings. That is to do with disciplinary proceedings.
So what I'm trying to see is that even if it is a penalty discharge, he has been granted pension, entitled for pension, since he completed 10 years of service under the 72 rules.
Where is that citation? Let's.
My lord, that is the office discharge order. That is the Assam Rifle personnel which applied these 72 rules. So when he was discharged before completion of 10 years, not entitled for pension, yes. This honorable court set aside that discharge. Then he was allowed to continue. And after that, he was again imposed the penalty of discharge. But at that point of time, he completed 10 years. So he was given pension.
By whom?
By the authority,
Okay.
DG.
Okay.
That might be also some assistance to the court.
Yes.
But that cannot be a precedent.
No, it directly relates to these 72 rules.
So what I'm saying is that just because the Assam Rifle authorities has given him that pension on discharge, that does not mean that actually the order passed by the Assam Rifle is binding on this court. This court would like to have a clear.
No, my lord, I'm not trying to say that it is binding on this honorable court. What I'm trying to submit is that, as per the 72 CC's pension rules, he was not entitled for pension. Next discharge, he is entitled for pension under these 72 rules.
Okay.
That is the.
Basically,
So it cannot be a binding precedence before any court.
Then why don't you bring all those, at least show
No,
them?
my lord, I just miss out that one.
You are actually keeping this code in some gray area and then
More than that, discharge earlier. Go. Next.
I may also be allowed to make one submission, Your Lordship. Here, the number of
we
years-
are not hearing, huh?
Yes,
We are not hearing,
yes,
but just
yes,
yes.
Your Lordship, the number of years served by the petitioner would be immaterial because, Your Lordship, as you have rightly pointed out, the petitioner has to satisfy whether this discharge was in. The petitioner has to differentiate between the word discharge and resignation, Your Lordship, because the discharge in the case of the petitioner, though the word discharge is used, in essence it's resignation, Your Lordship, because on his own request, Your Lordship, he had resigned from the post, Your Lordship.
Oh, give me a law.
Your Lordship. Your Lordship, with regard to discharge, I've also tried to look, but I found only with regard to resignation, Your Lordship.
You are
And
not
also
seriously doing
for
your
the-
research, that means.
For the in the CS pension rule also, Your Lordship, in Rule 24, Your Lordship, with regard to dismissal or removal, it also amounts to forfeiture of past service. Your
No,
Lordship. So
just
in
say,
essence, Your Lordship,
Madam,
Your
this is not the case where the person was dismissed or removed from service, or nor he had resigned.
Your Lordship, that's why I'm saying, for persons covered under in situations like this, Your Lordship, for 26, Your Lordships, the discharge of the petitioner, the case of the petitioner, is in essence resignation, Your Lordship.
Give me a law, that's why. Give me a law.
Yes, Your Lordship.
I may accept your submission, but supported by law.
Okay, Your Lordship, on the next hearing, Your Lordship, I'll submit, Your Lordship.
Mr. Ncham, I think you and both Mr. MT, you have understood what this court wants from you.
Yes.
That was the last, even on the last occasion, this court was actually
Yes,
requesting you.
Yes, I overlooked it.
So don't overlook this time. Okay? Don't overlook this time, but next time I think, let us be clear on that. I think that, so far as this court is concerned, I think that issue will settle the matter. Because there is no dispute that you have served more than 10 years. And therefore, as per the pension rules, you are entitled. You are entitled to pension.
It applies even in that also, 10 years. A person in service has served for more than 10 years.
Uh-huh.
That means that after his death, It's not completed the 2 years or 25 or 60, but he has completed 10 years, he is entitled.
He is entitled.
Yes.
Only what is actually like confusing this code.
Yes. And the government cannot take a stand now, saying that he resigned.
No. That's
Discharge was followed.
this code, because actually this code will also not accept that resignation. This code will accept you're actually like detaching yourself from service as a discharge. Though,
The certificate.
yes, as per the certificate and as per your own letter. Though this code has actually observed that certain norms were not followed for this, but actually we cannot revisit that now.
Yes.
We cannot revisit that now. Only thing is actually like kindly satisfy this code on the definition of the term discharge and resignation. Kindly. Yes. Next week,
Your Lordship, I'll have personal difficulty next week, so after that week, Your Lordship, any day.
after break.
After next week.
After next week,
Oh.
Your Lordship.
I thought you were very eagerly waiting for puja.
No, Your Lordship. Next week I have personal difficulty, so any day preceding that week, Your Lordship. 4th, 5th or 2nd. Oh, sorry, 5th. 2nd is a holiday, so
5th of October.
My lord.
5th is a Thursday. Oh,
Yes.
okay. Anyhow, 5th. Anyhow, if it is not inconvenience.
Fortunately, the matter comes before this honorable court, and this court has already heard the matter.
Yeah. Oh, next week you have difficulties.
I have
As per the roster, I think thereafter I am there for about 6-7 weeks. List the matter again on 5/10.
My lord.
5/10/2023. Kindly next time, I think, don't miss.
We'll definitely.
Don't miss. Let us see. At least let us see that we dispose this case next. Okay.
Definitely.
But kindly satisfy this court on the question raised by this court.
Lordship.
Okay.
God bless you.
Yes. Over.